Yeah, the military's got a lot of power to track someone down, and a lot of it's going to be in how engaged the military police are or NCIS that's tracking you. So typically there's going to be a lot of effort that's put up front, and at some point in time, and they're never going to give up, but it may go cold. And hey, the longer you can stay on the run, probably the better off you are. But what's going to happen is that initially they're going to put an arrest warrant out for you. They're going to do it DFR, drop you from rolls, and put an arrest warrant out. Now that arrest warrant's going to go national. So that's not just an arrest warrant that's going to be in Hillsborough County, where I'm at in Florida, or in Honolulu. That arrest warrant's going to go national. So anywhere you are in the country, if you're arrested for any reason or pulled over, you're going to have a desertion warrant on you. So let me give you an example of what that looks like. You're driving and you make an illegal lane change and you get pulled over for a minor traffic violation. As soon as they run you in any system, locally, state or federal, you're going to have a deserter warrant placed onto your record, essentially, and you're going to get picked up. So that's really step one, is once they put the arrest warrant out. So then they'll do a BOLO, which is a be on the lookout. And depending on where you're at, they're going to liaison with state and federal agencies. So in Florida, you might see an Amber Alert that's placed out, where you're driving down the interstate, you'll see the Amber Alert. You might get that on your phone. It depends on what state. Some states do that, some other states don't. They're also going to flag your passport, and so which is a really key thing. People say, well, I'm just going to get to the airport and I'm going to go fly to God knows where. Well, they're going to flag your passport and work with DHS, and they're going to flag you at the border too. So if you abscond, I'm not saying what to do. I could not certainly advise how to run, but you have a very limited window of time before everything's going to get flagged. So as soon as they realize you're gone, they're going to put the arrest warrant out for you. They're going to put a BOLO out for you. Then they're going to liaison with the Department of State and flag your passport. So when you do show up on your flight to Paraguay to go live your best life, not in confinement, selling, running your store in Paraguay somewhere, you're probably not going to make it through security. And then once you make it through, not going to be able to board on the plane. And then that is also going to flag with our partners in other countries as well. So depending on what country it is, it's going to flag in the other country. So if we have an agreement with that particular country, once you land, you're going to get flagged. Let me give you an example. I know we do this with the Philippines. I used to spend a lot of time out there when I was working at PACOM, and we did a lot of military exercises. And so I have some insight into how the Philippines works in Thailand as well, because I spent some time out there when I was on active duty doing this kind of work. So let's say that you are, you make it on the plane and you land, and you're going to live your best life in Boracay somewhere, and you land in Manila. Now, once you get to the airport and go through immigration, the odds are, if you've been flagged by the Department of State, you're going to be flagged on the other side as well. You're going to get picked up and taken into secondary inspection while you're in the Philippines. Then from there, you're going to be likely placed in a Philippine jail, which is a place you don't want to be. You're on a Thai jail or a jail anywhere where we have, an agreement with the host nation, with a third country. And then they're going to make a phone call over to the military, and then you're going to get picked up and then, extradited back. And it comes the issue of extradition. Right? So now, what country did you go to? Do we have extradition with them? The vast majority of countries the U.S. has extradition treaties with. There are a list of countries where we don't have extradition treaties with, but in any country with an extradition treaty, which includes a lot of the places you might want to go to, you're going to get extradited back. If you're facing a court-martial and your circumstances is so bad that you've considered running and not showing up for trial, don't do it. The best solution for you is to figure out an actual strategy to win a trial. Don't run. I can walk you through this entire process before it gets worse than it already is. Give me a call at 813-669-3500, and let's talk it through.